Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet. So if that interests you, please sit back and watch this video because today I offer you another episode of Spin the Wheel for a Beanie. So, you may have seen the thumbnail. You may have seen a lot of pink. So I said it on my New Year's Eve live. I said it on my New Year's Day video. It's 2024 and I'm going to embrace the pink. So I'm hitting the ground running. I'm talking the talk and I'm walking the walk. So here is the pink. Okay. Now, I posted in my Facebook group, Juan the Yarn Addict and Friends, which pink should I use for this beanie? And I got mixed reviews. There wasn't a majority. Everyone was saying different things, so I then made some phone calls around, and I called some friends, and they were divided, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and use the wheel. I'm going to let the wheel decide for us. So I'm not going to edit this video at all. I'm not going to pause, not until the tutorial, but this first part of the video, it's going to be live, kind of, if that makes any sense. I have no idea what this is going to tell us, and I want it to be just as much of a surprise to me as it will be to you. So, this wheel here has the pie slices in rotation, so it has baby pink, neon pink, fuchsia, and then all colors, and then it just repeats itself all the way around. So whatever this lands on is what we're going to do, and I am hoping that we do not land on all the colors. It's on here a couple of times. I mean, this with the charcoal. I mean, the potential. I mean, this is going to be difficult, okay? It's doable, but it's difficult. I'm leaning towards the fuchsia, but that's because purple is my favorite color, and it's not necessarily pink, but kind of. I mean, it depends on who you ask, because again, I got a lot of mixed reviews. Fuchsia does belong to the purple side of things, but I mean, this is hot pink. This is very hot pink. I mean, and then we have the baby pink. Is that the technical name, baby pink? Let me see. No, light pink. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to preface this yet again by telling you I'm not going to pause any of this until we get to the actual tutorial. So once I spin for this and I get the color or colors, I'm going to wipe this all down. I'm going to draw the stitches on here. It's going to tell me which stitches to use. I'm going to know how many rows. We're going to use all the things, okay? And then once I get into the tutorial, then I will pause in between rounds and all that. So, I'm nervous. I have no idea what this is going to tell us. All right, let's come down here. I'm going to bring you down closer so you can see with me. All right, so I have it on baby pink. I should move it to all colors because that's the one that I do not want to land on. All right. Okay, so I'm psyching myself out here. All right, so here goes. I'm going to spin. Hopefully we land on fuchsia. But if we land on all the color, I mean, whatever this lands on is what we have to do. Okay, so here goes. I didn't want to land on that one. All colors. Okay, the sign of defeat. All the colors. Okay, let me bring you back up. That's going to be challenging. Oh, my stars. Okay, so I'm going to have to work with all of these colors. And, all right. Trying to digest what just happened here. So I have all the colors: fuchsia, hot pink, charcoal, and light pink. So, since I'm embracing the pink, I'm actually going to not do a charcoal crown. We're going to have a pink crown. And Yeah. So what's going to have to happen is the charcoal is going to have to be like the accent color. What kind of name am I going to give this beanie? I have no idea. I usually come up with the names as I'm making it, unless someone says a name before I start a project and I tell myself, okay, well, this has to be the name. But, I mean, what could I name this? Because I named my other pink beanie Pink Paradise, and that was like a gray, like a light gray, and it had fuchsia, and it had light pink. So I did work with the fuchsia and the light pink before. What's throwing me off is this hot pink. It's very in your face. I don't know. So single crochet, double crochet. What other stitch can we throw in there? Half double. Half double. See, I like the half double crochet stitch only because I like going in the middle of the stitch and picking up that third loop, because it creates that little ridge. I really like that. That's why I like the half double. Apart from that, I can give or take. Front post double crochet. I like that stitch too. Let's see. V-stitch. We like the V-stitch. No popcorns, but maybe a puff. I'll put a puff on here. Let's see. A half double cluster, right? Half double cluster. Okay. What else could we have here? Herringbone stitch. Yeah, let's do a herringbone. Single or double? Let's do, the single is really, it's a really tight stitch, and I don't want to add complications to an already chaotic situation. So let's do a double, So it's a double crochet herringbone stitch. Okay, so I have 7 stitches so far. I have single, double, half double, front post double, a V-stitch, a puff stitch, a half double cluster, and a herringbone, a double herringbone. Now I'll just go ahead and repeat that all the way down. So single, double, half double, and let's see, a front post double. I like that for texture. And then let's see, I'm going to skip the puff stitch because let me see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I gave it 8 stitches. There's only 14 pie slices, so 1 has to come off. And I'm going to take the puff stitch off a second time. It's a yarn eater. Not that I mind, but I'm just saying. So I'll skip the puff a second time, and we're going to go to a half double cluster. So let's do that. Half double cluster. Okay. And then we'll do the double herringbone, which, if I'm going to do the double herringbone, and if we're going to do it the right way, I have to make sure that if it lands on it and it becomes a thing, it has to be 2 rows where we do 1 row one way and then we turn the work and go the other way to get the full effect. So, I have to do the dots. So will we do, let's see. Let's do 3 dots, 4 dots, and 5 dots. So that will tell us how many stitches our beanie will have. 3 different kinds of stitches, 4 different kinds of stitches, or 5 different kinds of stitches. I'm hoping for 5 because I have a lot of colors. So why not? Pink Chaos. Ooh. Pink Chaos beanie. I love, guys, stay tuned. That might be the name. Let's see. 3 stitches, 4 stitches, and 5 stitches. Thank you for powering through this with me. I'm not pausing. I'm not doing any of the things because I want this to be a live reaction. So 3, I'm doing this very quickly, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let me just show you what I did. So I drew dots around here, and I already explained it, but 3, 4, and 5, it goes all the way around. I'm going to spin for those first. So you guys should be able to see it from here. Okay, so that's the one that I want. I want to land on 5 dots because we have all the colors. We may as well have all the stitches. I'm just tightening up these nubbies here just to make sure we don't have anything fly or fall off. Okay, perfect. All right. So we're going to spin for the dots. The dots will tell us how many stitches our beanies will be. Okay? So let's go for it. Three stitches. Womp, womp, womp. I don't like that. Let's see. I'm going to spin. I want to spin again. I don't want 3 stitches. I want more than 3. There's a lot of good stitches on the wheel. Why 3? It's okay to bend the rules. 4. All right, fine. I'll settle for 4. I spun a second time. I bent the rules. I'm sorry, guys, but 3 just doesn't cut it for me. All right, so 4 is fair. So let me go ahead and get my paper ready. All right. Okay. So we're going to spin 4 times for 4 stitches, and if we come up with the same stitch a second time, we're going to keep going until we get a different stitch. So we're looking for 4 different stitches. Okay? So let's do it. Stitch 1. Puff stitch. I shouldn't have put it on there. Okay, stitch 2. No, that doesn't count. Let me go back. I didn't get a good grip on it. All right. Single crochet. Okay, fine. I can work with that. All right. 3rd stitch. V-stitch. Okay. And the 4th stitch. Please give me something to work with. Please. Something to work with. All right. Double crochet. I can work with that. Okay. Okay. So we have a puff stitch, a single crochet, a V-stitch, and a double crochet. Okay, we're going to make magic happen. Oh, I have to work with all these colors. Okay, so there you have it. And we have all the things that we need for this. So just to recap, I'm using all the colors, all of this, okay? And we have the puff stitch, single crochet, V-stitch, and double crochet. Okay, so I didn't edit any of that. Okay, that was live, whole, that's what that was. Now I'm going to pause you guys and put you guys into tutorial mode, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I shall see you guys on the other side. Okay, friends, so here we are. I have the charcoal, it's loops and threads. Charcoal, and then we have the fuchsia, and then we have the hot pink, and then we have the light pink. Okay, so those are all the colors that I have to work with. I know I said it 3 times. I'm just trying to digest that information. And we have the puff stitch, single crochet, double crochet, and V-stitch. I mean, they're very simple stitches, but I'm going to have to put them in a way that makes this beanie look somewhat attractive. Okay, so what I was thinking was, why don't I I want to do a pink crown, right? Why not go all in? So what I want to do is start with this in the center of the crown, and then this, and then this. Yeah, I think that's what will happen. Because I think it would be a cop-out if I did a charcoal crown. So, all right. I think we're going to name this beanie Pink Chaos. The Pink Chaos beanie. So if you're doing this tutorial with me, just grab whatever pinks you have. I mean, this is my challenge for myself, but if you want to join in, grab what pinks you have and have some fun with me. Okay? So I want to do, what kind of, let's see. My favorite crown is actually a ribbed crown. Do I want to do a basic crown? Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a basic crown this time. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just like that. Let me adjust this. There we go. Okay. Wow, that's close. Okay, so we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook. Oh, by the way, I'm using a 6mm crochet hook, a USJ. Okay, so let's create that slip knot on our hook, just like that. However you do that is fine, as long as you end up here, okay? And so from here, we're going to chain 4. And then we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook into the first chain, draw up a loop, and slip to close. You can use the magic ring if you'd like. I don't care to use that. This is how I do it, okay? So from here, we're going to chain 1. And then for round 1, we're going to do 12 double crochets in the circle. 2, 3, and 4. So continue doing that until you have 12 double crochets. I will meet you at the end of round 1. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 1. There's 12 double crochets here. Once you verify that you had 12, you're going to go into the first double crochet of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. For round 2, we're going to chain 1 and go back into the stitch we just came out of with a double crochet, just like that. And then we are going to go back into that same stitch with another double crochet, and each stitch of this round gets a neighbor. So 2 double crochets for each stitch of the round, okay? Just like this. So 2, 2, 2, and you're going to continue doing that for the round. We need 24 double crochets, just like this. So continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of round 2 for a total of 24 double crochets. Yeah. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 2. We have 24 double crochets. Once you have that, I'm going to introduce another color here. This is hot pink. And the way I introduce the color here is, well, I've already cut off about a good 4 inches or 4 or 5 inches. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert the tip of our crochet hook into the first stitch of the round. That's just dangling in the back there. And then we're going to bring the hot pink in and loop it through the fuchsia. Turn the work over and just adjust the tension on the hook. Not too tight, not too loose. And then we're going to go ahead and gently tie once, and then tie twice, just like that. Okay, and it should look like this. Okay, so for round 3, we need 36 stitches. So we're going to chain 1 and then go into the stitch we just came out of with a double crochet. And then next door here, we're going to do twins in a stitch. So 2 double crochets in that stitch, just like that. And then in the next stitch here, next door, we're going to do just 1. And then next door, 2 in the same stitch, just like that. It's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around, and you will find yourself with 36 stitches at the end of this round. So continue doing this until the end of the round, and I will meet you there. So again, just to recap, it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around, okay? And I will see you guys at the end of the round. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 3. I have 1 stitch remaining, which will require twins in a stitch, 2 double crochets in that last stitch, just like that. And then to close off round 3, what we're going to go ahead and do is insert the tip of our crochet hook into the very first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. We're going to chain 1. Draw up some more yarn here. So for round 4, we're going to need 48 stitches. So in order to do that, what we're going to have to do is go back into the stitch we just came out of, which is right there, with a double crochet. And then next door here, just 1 double crochet. And then in the next stitch, twins in a stitch. So double crochet in the same stitch, just like that. So single, or I'm not single, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. Let's do that again. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets. And we're just going to repeat that. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 2 double crochets. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that, and I'll see you at the end of round 4, 48 stitches, and the pattern is 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, I'll see you at the end of round 4. Hey friends, so here I am at the end of round 4. We have 48 total stitches. Okay, and I'm going to introduce another color. It's going to be baby pink. And let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to snip off about a good 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches. I'm not measuring. About yay long. Okay, and here is the new color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the tip of my crochet hook into the first stitch of the round. I'm going to loop around the new color. Oops, I'm going to draw that loop in and slip over the hot pink. I'm going to turn the work, and like before, I'm going to gently pull on the working yarn, and then I'm going to tie the 2 colors together gently the first time, and then more firmly the second time. There we go. And there we have it. These pinks are so bright that the baby pink actually looks white. Maybe it's the light, I don't know. Okay, so for round 5, we need 60 stitches. Okay, so to start, we need to chain 1 and go back into the stitch we just came out of, which is right there, with a double crochet. And then we're going to go next door with a double crochet, and then next door with a double crochet. So we have 3, and then the next one here will have 2 twins in a stitch. Okay, oops, drop that. There we go. So 1, 1, 1, 2, and now 1, 1, 1, and 2, twins in a stitch, all double crochets. Okay, let's do it again. So double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, and then twins in a stitch. 1 and 2, just like that. Okay, so continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of round 5 for a total of 60 stitches. Okay. Okay, I'll see you at the end of round 5. 60 double crochet. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 5. We have a total of 60 double crochets. I've taken the liberty of sewing in all of my ends. It's going to be pretty chaotic between all the color changes, so I didn't want to be stuck with having to sew everything in. So there's that. All right, so we're going to do another round of light pink, but no increases. 60 is our magic number. And I've already pre-measured this. This is 6.5 inches. Let me just double check. So just over 6 inches, not quite 6.5. So, all right. It's fine as long as it's over 6 inches. All right, so we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook and insert it into the first stitch of the round. We're going to draw up a loop and slip to close. Then we're going to chain 1 and then go into the stitch that we just came out of with a double crochet. So we're going to do a double crochet all the way around for round 6, 60 double crochets, just like this. And I will see you at the end of round 6, my friends. Okay. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 6. This was all double crochets with no increases. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce another color. So this is going to be charcoal. I'm super excited to introduce this finally. So I've already taken the liberty of cutting off what I felt I needed. So to close this off and introduce the new color, what we're going to do is we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook and go into the first stitch of the round, just like that. And we're going to loop in the gray, draw it in, and loop just like that. And then we're going to flip our work over. We're going to take the 2 short ends of the stick, hold on to that, and then adjust the working yarn so that the tension is just right. We're going to go ahead and tie, not too tight, not too loose. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and tie nice and tight this time. Okay. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for round 7, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go into the round with single crochets. Okay, but we're going to go and pick up the second and the third loop. So to do that, we take the tip of our hook, go into the top of the stitch, and on the back side there's a second loop. So you're going to draw that and do a single crochet. So you're going to go into the top of the stitch like this and come out the back, and you'll see 2 loops there. You're going to draw that up, yarn over, and go just like that. And what will happen is it'll create this little ridge here on the top for some texture. It's super easy. You just insert your hook until you find that third loop there, just like that. This is optional, it's not required, but I like this just for decoration. It's mainly used when you do a half double crochet, or half double. It's easier to grab, but it's there. Patience. See that little, okay? So just make sure to insert your hook down the middle like this, and it's easier to grab. See how fast that was picking that up? If you go in, at a 45-degree angle, you're less likely to pick it up. It'll just pick up the one loop. But if you go down at a 90-degree angle and then scoop it up, it picks up both of those loops, the second and the third loop, just like that. So continue doing that for the round, 60 stitches, and I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 7, and we did a whole row of single crochets in the third loop. Okay, and so to go to round 8, what we want to do is change back to the baby pink. So color 1, color 2, color 3, in case you're not using any of the pinks, but I'm going to go back to the baby pink here. Okay, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to move that yarn and bring back the pink. And so what we want to do is go to the very first stitch of the round, grab the pink, draw it through, and loop it around the charcoal. We're going to flip our work. And in case you're noticing, I'm sewing in my ends as I go. All right, so tie once, check the tension, and then tie a second time, nice and tight. Okay, there we have it. Okay, so for this round, what we are going to do is we are going to do, let's do another round of single crochets. So let's chain 1 and go back into the stitch we just came out of and do a regular double crochet this time. No third loop. Just like this, okay? So go ahead and do single crochets to every stitch in the round for 60 stitches, and I will meet you back at the end of this round. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 8, and to close off the round, we're going to go ahead and insert our hook into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. We're going to hold on to this color, chain 1, and for round 9, we're going to do the puff stitch. So we're going to go back into the stitch we just came out of, and we're going to do, let me just start over. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop. So there's 3, and you want to do it a total of 4 times. And let's see how many loops we have. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yarn over and go through all of them. Chain 1 to lock it in. Chain 1 to move on. Okay, so you're going to skip that stitch and go to the next stitch. Yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw up a loop, draw up a loop, and draw up a loop 4 times. You should have 9 on your hook here. Yarn over, go through all of that, chain 1 to close, chain 1 to move on. And that's what that's going to look like, okay? So you're going to need a total of 30 puff stitches. All right, let's do it one more time. So we're going to skip this stitch and go to the next one. Yarn over, go in, draw up a loop. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Yarn over, go through all of your loops, chain 1 to lock it in, chain 1 to move on. Okay, so continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end of this round. This is round 9, and you're going to need a total of 30 puffs. All right, I'll see you at the end. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 9. You have 30 puffs. It's coming together quite nicely. Okay, so what I want to do is reintroduce the charcoal. It's looking kind of bright. I want to dim it down a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to do double crochets, but I want to do double crochets in between the puffs. See, there's a lot of unwanted space. I don't really care for that, so we're going to plug away those holes. So to do that, what we're going to do is grab a pair of scissors, cut off the pink, leave a nice tail there, and we're going to go into the very first stitch of the round, just like that. We're going to grab the charcoal, loop it around and pull it through, and then loop it around the pink, just like that. Turn the work over, and let's go ahead and tie, just like that, not too tight, and then the second time nice and tight. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and then I'm going to go down into that single crochet in between the puffs, just like that. And do one of those numbers. So it's a variation of a double crochet. You're actually just chaining 1 in between, and then coming back down, you're pulling those apart. You see that stitch right there? You're going to go into that stitch, draw up a loop like a spiked double crochet, chain 1, go down to that stitch right there, draw up a loop, and just do one of those numbers, just like that. Okay? So what we're doing is we're plugging the holes there in between. So chain 1, go down in between the puffs, draw up a loop, and you want to make sure that you stretch that so there's enough space for you to work with. Chain 1, go down, draw up a loop, give it some space there, just like that. Okay? So continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of round 10, and you want 30 spikes here and 30 chain spaces. Okay? So I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay? Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 10, and this is kind of what we're looking like. Now, if you notice, there's this gap here, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So for round 11, we're going to keep the charcoal, and we're going to insert the hook into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. We're going to chain 1, and then on top of our spike stitch here, we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet on top of the puff stitch. Now, if you pull on the puff stitch, you see that little triangle right here? That's where you want to go with your double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, go into the top of the puff, draw up a loop, double crochet. And then on top of your spike stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. And then on top of the puff, double crochet. And then on top of the spike, a single crochet. So you're just alternating between single crochet and double crochet. The double crochet goes on top of the puffs, just like that. And then a single crochet goes on top of the spikes, just like that. Double crochet, single crochet. And if you notice, it closed up all the gaps. And it actually looks pretty decent. Okay, so let's continue doing that. Double crochet on top of the puff, single crochet on top of the spike, and that's going to be round 11 for 60 total stitches, and I will see you at the end of round 11. Okay friends, so for round 11, here we are at the end. This is kind of what we're looking like. Looks really nice so far. Lots of pink. Okay, so I'm going to change back to the fuchsia color. Actually, am I? No, I'm not. I'm going to change to the hot pink. Okay, so I'm going to cut a tail. Just like that, okay? I'm going to bring the hot pink back. And I'm going to go into the first stitch of the round. Pull through the hot pink and slip through the charcoal. And let's get tied up here. I just want to reiterate how proud I am of sewing in my ends as I go. It's something I don't ever do. Okay. All right, so here we are. We're going to chain one. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the V-stitch. So to do that, we're going to yarn over and go back into the stitch that we just came out of, double crochet, just like that. And then we are going to, let's see, chain one, and then go back in and double crochet. Okay. And then we're going to skip and go into the next one. We're going to skip this stitch and go into this stitch with a double crochet. Chain one, and go in with a double crochet in the same stitch. So it's going to look like that. Skip a stitch, go in, double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Okay. So continue doing that, and I shall see you at the end of the round. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 12. We have 30 sets of V-stitches all the way around. Okay, so what I want to do is close up these gaps here. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to change over to fuchsia. Okay, by cutting off a tail here. Let's bring the fuchsia over. Okay. So we're going to go into the first stitch of the round, right there. We're going to grab the fuchsia, pull it through, and slip through the hot pink. Let's flip this over. And let's just tighten everything up. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And there we are. Okay. So what we want to do is chain one and then go right into that stitch right, actually, let's see. Yeah, so we want to go into that stitch with a single crochet. And then what we want to do is go in between the V-stitch with a single crochet. And then we're going to do a double crochet in between the V-stitches. We're going to grab that stitch right down here. just like that. Do a spiked double crochet, just like that. And then what we want to do is go into the V-stitch with a single crochet, go in between the V-stitch with a spiked double crochet, just like that. We're going to continue doing that all the way around, just like that. You want 60 total stitches, and I shall see you at the end of the round. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 13. It's looking very nice. Okay, so technically the 60th stitch is right here. Okay, I added this stitch because we were coming up off the round there, and it just didn't seem right to me to just loop over into that V-stitch. So we're going to have to do a 61st stitch and loop down in between the V-stitches. Let me just move the tails out of the way here. So we're going to loop down, go in between the V-stitches. Let me grab the right stitch here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Just do it just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to slip not into here, we're going to slip into here. Just like that. So we're now back to 60 stitches. We're actually just slipping and not using that, okay? So we're going to chain 1 and do a round of single crochets. Okay, so this is round 14. Single crochets in every stitch of the round. Pretty simple. And you're going to want 60 single crochets for this round, for round 14. I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 14. We have 60 single crochets. And what we're going to do is we're going to change over to the charcoal. So I've already taken the liberty of cutting off my end here, or a tail, sorry. It's about a good 4 or 5 inches. And then we're going to slip into the very first single crochet of the round and bring in the charcoal and slip through the fuchsia. And we are going to tie these two together. Just like that, and just like that. Okay, so here we are. Round 15 is going to be a round of single crochets in the back loop. So we're going to chain 1 and go into the back loop with a single crochet, just like that. So you want 60 single crochets in the back loop. Continue doing that. For round 15, I will see you at the end. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 15. We did a round of single crochets in the back loop. Okay, and so what we're going to do is cut off a tail, and we're going to reintroduce the fuchsia back into the situation. Okay, so to do that, we are going to insert our hook into the first single crochet of the round and loop the fuchsia in and slip through the charcoal. Okay, so we're going to grab our tails, tie, and tie again. Okay, so here we are. We're going to do a round of single crochets, and we're going to do regular single crochets this time. We're going to go back into the loop we just came out of, or the stitch we just came out of, sorry. And we're going to do regular single crochets all the way around. And we want it to resemble this down here. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. This is round 16. And I will see you at the end of the round. All single crochets, 60 stitches, okay? I'll see you at the end of 16. Here we are at the end of round 16. 60 single crochets, and what we want to do is insert the tip of our crochet hook in the first stitch, draw up a loop and slip to close, and we're going to chain 1. And now what we're going to do is the puff stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go in and draw a loop. We're going to do that 4 total times. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and go through all the loops, chain 1 to lock it, chain 1 to move on. Then you're going to skip a stitch and go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go through all the loops, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on. Very simple. Going to skip, go to the next one, drop a loop, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go through all the loops and chain 1. And you want a total of 30 puffs, okay? So continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of round 17. Okay, friends, so here I am at the end of round 17, getting ready to start round 18. And I'm going to introduce charcoal back into our situation here. I've taken the liberty to cut off the tail already. And so what we want to do is go into the top of the puff, pull the charcoal through and slip, just like that. And let's go ahead and tie those closed, just like that. Okay. So now what we want to do is chain 1. And what we want to do now is we want to, let's see here. So what we want to do is we want to slip. Let's go ahead and slip into the chain space. And then now what we want to do is go into the space in between the puffs and do a spike double crochet. Chain 1, spike double crochet. Just like that. Chain 1, spike double crochet. Chain 1, spike double crochet. Okay, so continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end of the round 18. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 18. This is what we're looking like. What we want to do is slip into the first stitch of the round, drop a loop, slip to close, chain 1. And then what we want to do now is we want to focus on closing the gap here. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to go back into the stitch we just came out of, do a single crochet, yarn over, go into the top of the puff. It's that triangle right there. You want to go right in there with a double crochet, and then into the top of the spike with a single crochet, double crochet top of the puff, single crochet top of the spike. And you're going to repeat that all the way around, just like that. Continue doing this until the end of the round. You want 60 total stitches, and I shall see you at the end of the round. Okay friends, here we are at the end of round 18. We're going to cut off here, and we are going to bring back the light pink. Okay, so we're going to go into the first stitch of the round, draw through just like that, flip over, and let's tie the charcoal and the pink together. Okay. So for round 19, we're going to chain 1. We're going to go back into the stitch we just came from with a double crochet. We're going to chain 1 and go back in with another double crochet, just like that. And this is going to be a round of V stitches. We're going to skip, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, just like that. Skip and go into the next one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, just like that. Continue doing that for this entire round, and you're going to want 30 sets of V-stitches. So I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay friends, so here I am at the end of round 20. I don't know what the last segment said, but yeah, so that was 19 and this is 20. So to close this off, first we're going to change colors. We're going to go back to this hot pink. So we just finished round 20, all V stitches. Okay, I had to recount the rows here. Everything started crunching together. So here we are at the end of round 20. So I'm cutting off the tail. I'm bringing in the hot pink. So we're going to go into the first stitch of the round. We're going to pull through the hot pink and slip through the light pink. And we're going to tie this together. There we go. Just like that. Okay. All right. So for round 21, I had to make sure I get that right. For round 21, we are going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet in the V-stitch. And then we're going to do a double crochet in between the V-stitch right there. Just like that. Single crochet inside the V-stitch, double crochet next to the V-stitch, pulling up from the previous round there. So single crochet, then double crochet, just like that. And it's like a spike double crochet, just like down here. Okay. So continue doing that for round 21, and I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay friends, so here is the end of round 21. And for round 22, we're going to do a round of single crochets. So we are going to slip into the first stitch of the round, just like that, and then slip over here to close, chain 1. And every stitch of the round here will get a single crochet, just like that for round 22. Gets 60 single crochets. Continue doing this, and I shall see you at the end of round 22. Okay, my friends, so here is the end of round 22, and we're going to put our final color on, which is charcoal, and it's going to be, we're going to work on the brim now. So the amount of rows that you're going to need really depends on what you like as far as fit. So for me, I'm going to have to do 3 rows of single crochet in order for it to fit the way I want it to. But the minimum should be 1 round of the charcoal. So you're going to insert into the first stitch of the round. You're going to pull through the charcoal, slip through the hot pink, and let's see. Let's cut the tail off. Just like that. Here we go. I was wondering where that went. Okay. Okay. So we're going to chain 1, go back into the stitch we just came out of with a single crochet, and we're going to do single crochets in every stitch of the round for 60 stitches. And again, the minimum should be 1 at the minimum, but continue to add single crochets until you get the fit that you want. Okay, so I'll see you when I'm done getting the rows that I need for me. Okay, so continue doing that, 60 stitches per round for as many as you need. Okay, here I am, friends. I'm at the end of round 23. I did 1 row so far. I just wanted to interject here and say that if you wanted to continue on building on your brim here, what I would suggest maybe is going in the back loop so you have that one final ridge. So it's not like a flat brim. So you either can leave it like this if this is the last row for you, or if you're continuing to go on, I would just slip into the first stitch just like that, chain 1, and then go back into that stitch, just picking up the back loop there. So single crochet in the back loop, just so that you have that ridge there. Okay, just a thought. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm doing that because I like that. Okay, so anyway, I'll see you at the end. Okay, friends, so here I am. I've added all the rounds that I needed for me. I needed 3 total. And I did the first row regular, and then the last 2 here I did in the back loop to just give some texture there. Okay, so to finish off our project here, we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop and slip, chain 2, cut off a tail, pull the hook out, and then pinch and slide, creating a double knot just like that. I've been sewing in my ends whenever I had a chance. I'm caught up at this point. So we're going to sew in our final end here, just like that. back this way. Okay. So let me just back this up. So there it is, my friends. Oh, get the yarn out of the way here. Okay, so this is our project. This is what became of the wheel. It looks so nice. I actually really like this. Okay, so let me put us back into presentation mode and I'll give some final thoughts. Okay, friends, so at long last, we are finally finished this project. This is what it's looking like from a distance. And so let me put it on. Okay. It's a lot of pink, guys. So, yeah. What an adventure. Wow. Okay, so it was fun working with all that pink. It was. I mean, with the fuchsia next to the hot pink, I can clearly tell that the fuchsia belongs more on the purple side of things as opposed to the pink. And the light pink is so light that it can be misconstrued, like it could be mistaken for like a white, I guess. But yeah, I had tons of fun making this. Who knew that these 4 basic stitches, the puff, the single, the V-stitch, and the double crochet would create something like this? It's so nice. I covered all the holes, so there's no holes. It feels nice and warm and thick. Anyway, I really enjoyed making this with you guys. It was kind of long, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, everything flowed together. I do want to say that I am going to put a comment in the description box about saying round 18 twice. I think it was round 18. One of the rounds I said twice. I think it was round 18 I said twice, where I should have said 18 and then 19 and then 20. So I'll put the comment in there. I was too far along in the project to rip it all apart and start over again. No. I know someone will mention that, so I'm just going to jump the gun and put it in the comments. I didn't say round 19. I went 18, 18, and then 20. So I apologize for that, but yeah, here we go. So here's the thing, guys. I am not going to give this a name. I'm going to allow the people to give it a name, and I want you guys to choose. Give me suggestions, and yeah, if I see one that I like, I will change the title of the video to the name of the beanie. So yeah, I was thinking something along the lines of Pink Chaos, but I don't know if I want the color in the name. So if you're going to offer suggestions, please know that if I pick your suggestion, that yeah, I don't want it to have pink, the word pink in it. So again, if you're going to suggest it, please understand that, you know, you're giving me permission to use it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification button to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. This one was a long one, guys, but well worth it. It was lots of fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me to do all the things making this. It's been tons of fun. So that's it for now. Until the next one, guys, take care. Bye.